I think we're live. So thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. Today I have the pleasure of talking with Ravindra Sarnaik. Hello, Ravindra.
Hello, hi Anya. Nice coming up to the event, and eventually I'm very happy to be with you all, guys.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you. So just a little bit on Ravindra. Ravindra is not just a practicing architect in a family business that's been running for over 45 years, which is very impressive. He also has a long list of academic achievements, is the principal of the Shilpa-Sagar Academy, and I hope I pronounced that correctly, and is an ongoing speaker and advisor on both national and international committees for topics related to smart cities, sustainability, and urban design. So very impressive. So today, Ravindra will be talking on the topic of decoding sustainability. And if you do have any questions, please post them in the comments, and Ravindra will try and address them through this session. If not, then we'll certainly look at some follow-up sessions. And before we start, I'd just like to say that personally, as a designer, I'm trying to more and more support sustainability in creative ways. And sometimes this is hard. It's not that straightforward to work out exactly what determines a material or product sustainable. How can you judge whether one specific material is better than another? Through to questions like, will my clients actually pay for this? As I do find that quite often the sustainable solution can be more expensive upfront, which can obviously make it difficult to justify to clients when clients can be short-term. So all these questions surrounding sustainability, and it's obviously therefore incredibly valuable to have experts such as Ravindra, who is dedicating his time and energy in this area. So we're here to listen to you, Ravindra. So just to start us off, please share something interesting about yourself that most people don't know. You were obviously thinking about something that's really interesting about yourself that no one knows. So you built up the suspense. Please share that with us, Ravindra.
Yeah, eventually I'll start with I'm a very simple person and very down-to-earth person, studying seriously, sincerely, and trying to get towards my goal of getting enriched with the knowledge of sustainability. And in the meantime, I'm just gathering some certificates. In the meantime, I'm trying to get some conferences and some webinars on my title, and eventually I'm getting network throughout the international community. Recently, we had a webinar, international webinar, through which we contacted different universities in UK, USA, and from India also. And we had a closed webinar which had 355 participants, in which we had been speaking on SDGs, which were the Sustainable Development Goals. Along with that, we have different uh, activities going on at different levels, as in architecture, as in research oriented, as in our academy, as in our uh, thesis. I'm doing my PhD also. Recently, I'm trying to cope up with my PhD also, and things are going on well right now. And that's
You are
just
busy.
simply me.
You are one busy man.
Yeah, I'm trying to cope up with life right now. And yeah.
That's good. That's good. So when did you first become interested in sustainable design? Why this particular area?
Sustainability. It was like my father is an architect, as you told in the introduction. Yeah, my father is an architect. I'm a second generation architect in my family, and eventually I had to go one step ahead the traditional thing. and I was
Mm-hmm.
searching for some specialization. And in this global scenario right now, global warming and these hot topics going on right
Mm-hmm.
now, so eventually I made up my mind that I'll go and research into sustainability.
Yeah.
And that is how I ended up doing my master's course with Colette Kasar, who himself was again a pioneer in sustainability. He formulated the
Yes.
course of master in sustainable architecture. So he was like a inspiration and motivation to us to come into this field and perform or overperform in the field. Eventually, I had 35 lectures around India itself right now regarding sustainability to IA, Indian Institute of Architecture, on
Mm-hmm.
architects, colleges, students, and different communities all over.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. And so
Yes.
what's your overall vision for your work? Is it around educating architects and designers? Is it about taking it to the end, the client, the consumer? What's your overall vision and your in terms of your contribution in this area?
Yeah, my vision is to get in connection with United Nations. Right now, we
Mm-hmm.
have been working at our level, networking with different
Mm-hmm.
universities. Now we want to collaborate with different countries in touch with the United Nations and work for the
Mm-hmm.
society at large and for the globe. Eventually,
Okay,
this is how
fantastic.
one, yeah, this is how one should see up to his life if he is blessed with basic things with him. So one can
Mm-hmm.
go off for this United Nations or UNICEF, and I'm looking forward to work with them right now. I'm just finding a way. Maybe let's see how I find it.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. That's great. So obviously there's a lot of architects and designers as part of the Thriving Designer community, hopefully listening right now. And I know many of us are trying to integrate sustainable solutions into our designs. But I know from my own experience, as well as talking to other designers and architects, there's a lot of varying interpretations of sustainability. So I guess a good place to start, Ravindra, is can you really clarify the definition of sustainability?
Yeah, definition of sustainability, it will be subjective eventually, and
Mm-hmm.
as per the time and as per the interpreters who are interpreting it.
Mm-hmm.
An interesting fact about the word sustainability, I would like to mention here that word sustainability originated from the agriculture side. Eventually, now
Mm-hmm.
it's the mainstream topic of architecture or construction industry.
Mm-hmm.
So this was I found out this few years back when I was digging into the internet about like how this originated and all. So
Interesting. Yeah.
eventually, it's a ongoing process, and eventually, when we see about a developed country or a developing country, uh, it is termed as developed as per the urban infrastructure, building facilitation and supporting industries at large.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas financial undertakings and regional wealth, it's secondary to it. But
Mm-hmm.
urban infrastructure, building industry, this is our cup of tea right now. So
Mm-hmm.
eventually, we are almost 50% contributors of the major carbon emissions
Wow.
done through this carbon emissions done through this architecture and construction industry.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to understand this fact and how we call it, like how we are sustainable,
Mm.
like how we call others as developed. Like interestingly, making the statement that more the carbon emission crime you do, more the developed country you are.
Yes. Okay.
So
Yeah.
this is how, yeah, the
So in
things are
terms of
going on right now in the market. Hmm.
so in
So
terms
if
of
we see right now,
oh, sorry.
so sorry.
There's the time lag, isn't there? There's the time lag. So I'm just interested in terms of designing a sustainable building. How different is that from designing a normal building? And obviously, that's that answer. You could be answering that all day. So, but in a nutshell, how is it different?
I missed few points. Eventually, I needed to clarify that also. Because why? If we sensitize the topic, we can go forward to the next thing or next level of how we can design. I just wanted to mention few more points about sustainability and the fact what
Oh,
right now
sure. Yeah.
global
Yeah.
crisis we are facing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, climatic conditions right now, uh, how bad they are right now. Just guess right now, Anya, if you can mention some climatical crisis you are understanding through the global news network or something. You can just mention a few or one.
Oh, sure. In terms of carbon emissions,
Yeah.
right. Obviously, being here in Australia, we've had a huge issue in Australia with drought, rising temperatures, reduced rainfall, etc. So that's certainly been something on my own personal doorstep.
Yeah, rising temperatures. Yes, definitely. I also wanted to get to this point. If we see the facts, in 2016, almost in India, Pahalodi is a place in India at
Mm-hmm.
nearby to Rajasthan. They had 51 degrees Celsius. So if we
Wow.
imagine, yeah, if we imagine like our bathing water, we take it at 40 to 45 degrees Celsius, and we still mix some cold water into it. And you having temperature of
Gosh.
51 degrees Celsius, that's too hot, and people die out of heat waves
Yeah.
in that kind of condition. And these are severe conditions what we are facing. Northern America, Death Valley, I remember they had some about like 58 degrees Celsius. It's called Death
Mm.
Valley, no doubt. It should have that kind of
Yeah.
temperature. The name says it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
we all know about the crisis right now. What the world is facing, like the glaciers are melting, and nearby to
Mm-hmm.
the Australian continent only there is a Kiribati Island. If you have heard of it, Kiribati Island, and this island itself is sinking 3.7 millimeters every year. And this island
Wow.
country, as we are talking about sustainability, United Nations doing the meetings, world meeting, trying to
Mm-hmm.
uh, undertake their targets for sustainable development goals, millennial development goals. This island is facing the crisis at large and immediately, and these people have purchased some land at Fiji,
Mm.
for 1 lakh residents of those island country to be shifted over there. So this is
Wow.
the scenario right now happening in the
Mm.
world, and this is the
Mm-hmm.
urgency. At what urgent level we should answer this criteria of sustainability? It says it all.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So,
Yeah.
and okay. So, in terms of moving on to designing, as I said, a building in a nutshell, how is designing a sustainable building different from designing a normal building?
Designing a sustainable building is like overcoming the general perception of
Mm-hmm.
sustainable building being more
Mm-hmm.
expensive. First of all,
Mm.
when we see a building, if we try to explain that to a client, like I want to offer a
Mm.
sustainable building in your design, would you be there, help me, support me for that? So eventually the client would
Mm.
like raise his eyebrows and say, oh, what is that, and how it's going to affect my pocket. So
Mm.
yeah,
That's right.
going to
Mm.
it's going to affect the pockets, yes, definitely, but
Mm.
it would be like around 5 to 25% of the total cost. But the
Mm-hmm.
paybacks what they're going to receive in the 2 to 5 years span would
Mm-hmm.
be like very impressive, rather than going for a contemporary or a conventional housing style.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can impress upon that these things what you're investing right now, you're going to get back soon as in 2 years, 3 years, by energy efficiency and other mediums or
Mm-hmm.
strategies what we have opted for.
Mm-hmm.
So core emphasis on adapting the right building science and less dependence on high cost building technology.
Yeah.
I would prefer that thing because that is complexing things around. Like if you go for a huge corporate building, it's like it's compulsory, but still we can go for
Mm-hmm.
solar passive architecture strategies in that campuses also. A
Mm-hmm.
better
Mm-hmm.
scientific understanding of the way of building
I think. Oh,
yeah, you're back. Yeah.
yes.
So
Sorry,
we are
I lost you for a second.
Yeah, here, so we are back again. Yeah,
Okay.
here I
Yeah,
wanted
we're
to
good.
mention you. Yeah, I wanted to mention few case studies. Like we had studied
Yes.
Kanpur, IIT. So IIT Kanpur building. So these people opted for energy efficiency features. So
Mm-hmm.
how they performed, how they improvised their energy performance index.
Mm-hmm.
They improvised through optimization from different aspects of building envelope, lighting systems, and HVAC
Mm-hmm.
systems. And these alone have saved them almost like 270 kg of carbon dioxide per meter square per annum has been
Wow,
mitigated through that. Yeah, so this I
that's
won't go into
amazing.
the details of the calculations, but
Mm-hmm.
if we go translate it into the carbon credits, it's
Mm-hmm.
around like assuming for a 10,000 square meter of space, it's an
Mm-hmm.
university. IIT is the university. It's a
Mm-hmm.
government initiated
Mm-hmm.
university. So let's assume a small area of 10,000 square meter. For a university, it's still it's like hundreds and hundred acres of land, but we are just assuming 10,000 square meter of area. So it
Mm-hmm.
would be like they would be saving or they would be earning 2,730 carbon credits. So that if we translate into money
Yeah.
in Indian rupees, it would be like 24 lakhs, 24
Mm-hmm.
lakhs of money.
Mm-hmm.
And with
Mm-hmm.
this money, by mitigating the strategies of the building design through
Mm-hmm.
envelope lighting systems and HVAC systems, they can earn through carbon credits. And apart from that, they're saving in the bills. I know some buildings like the
Mm-hmm.
bills were coming like 23 lakhs, 24 lakhs. I'm talking in rupees. I'm so
Mm-hmm.
sorry, but
Mm-hmm.
we
That's
can
okay.
translate it afterwards. Yeah.
I can,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So 24 lakhs, 23 lakhs,
Yes,
they are now
yes.
50% lesser than what they used to be by just adopting for this sustainable strategy. So
Mm-hmm.
this is quite impressive for the clients like
Mm, mm,
corporate
yeah,
clients and
yeah.
government institutions or
That's a
government
good
clients.
message.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good
Hmm.
selling message. So having those, real figures really makes the whole proposal, yeah, a lot stronger.
Yeah, it's just by having simple strategies. Let me take
Mm,
a small thing to elaborate on building envelope. Let's say we
mm-hmm,
use a double seam wall or a cavity wall with insulation, insulated
mm-hmm,
and shaded roof, double glazed and shaded window. These things are
mm-hmm,
going to your cooling is going to be effective. Eventually, you
mm-hmm.
don't have to try that hard for the cooling system, the motor. So eventually, this is going to improve your bills per year,
Mm-hmm.
per month. Yeah, lighting systems also
Mm-hmm.
simple things like basic things like efficient fixtures, efficient lamps, daylighting integration. These things will help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of your favorite examples of buildings or spaces which are really following these principles?
I liked NMMC building a lot because we were there and we had an opportunity to do the case study with the students
Mm-hmm.
in Navi Mumbai. So they
Mm-hmm.
had all of it done with a five-star rated green building,
Mm-hmm.
IGBC five-star rating and a LEED platinum rating building, and eventually Griha also. So they had three rating systems, and this was one of the attempts like government buildings very orthodoxly like very few were such advantageous using such advantageous technology and using such strategies, but
Mm-hmm.
breaking that orthodox thought process, they have come up with a very new innovative way to come up and cope up with the uh, new building age. I was talking about 24 lakh builds, 23 lakh builds. This was the same building what we studied and learned from there. Like it was coming 23 lakhs per month. Now it's coming like
Mm-hmm.
12, 13 lakhs per month. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the case. And in the another building I would like to mention is like it was Esplanade building from
Okay.
Singapore. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
these people had used durian, durian, a tropical fruit, as
Mm-hmm.
inspiration to design the
Oh
building's envelope.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh wow. I'll have to look that up.
yeah, definitely. It's done by DP Architects and Michael
Okay.
Winthrop. Yeah,
Okay.
and facades on
Fantastic.
screens material is aluminum and it can
Mm-hmm.
shut, close, and open as according to the sun's path. and
Okay.
at different points of the months, different points of the day,
Oh,
it just
fantastic.
orients itself to keep the interior shaded.
Mm,
Yeah,
very
it
clever.
still allows us to see outside, and
Mm-hmm.
it is not
Fantastic.
hampering the outside view also. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how about
Mhm.
public buildings? Some public buildings you've worked on.
Public building right now we are working on is a bank which is 97 years old bank,
Oh,
and
wow.
we had to do its uh, conservation report first. So eventually,
Okay.
97 years old bank means we have to do the audit of technical stability, engineering, and all studies were done. And according to that, we have to cope up with. I'm not allowed to tell the name of the bank actually, because it is in
Sure.
the conservation uh, corporations conservation
Mm-hmm.
committees right now. The file is under consideration. So
Mm-hmm.
this thing this project was like we had to audit all the old features. We had to suggest two options, coming up with one option which was like retrofitting and doing things, and one was like coming with a new
Mm-hmm.
solution. So new
Yeah.
solution, we were also opting for the green IGBC rating or a griha
Mm-hmm.
rating, which is of government in India, and
Mm-hmm.
another was like retrofitting. I would
Mm-hmm.
like to mention that IGBC, I can always mention IGBC, Indian Green Building Council, because I am
Mm-hmm.
an patron and IGBC AP also. So I work in that area. So I'm always telling about that.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, it allows 22 types of structures, right from residential from commercial,
Mm-hmm.
corporates, retrofitting, conservation buildings. So they provide rating
Wow.
system for each kind of building. And
Mm-hmm.
similarly, other rating systems are also doing the same thing. We
Mm-hmm.
need to understand the rating systems. I was talking to you
Mm.
last days about that only. That if we take the
Yes.
topic of rating system, it's been
Mm.
a huge task. Right? Getting into the depth of the rating system is a different
Mm-hmm.
40 minutes lecture for us.
Mm.
But we'll
Mm.
just touch the topic and try
Yeah,
to
that's
understand and
great.
sensitize. We can answer the questions, or we can come again and have another
Mm-hmm.
session on that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
cool. That would be good.
in this urge, but I would like to also ask the participants or the listeners right now of the community, or
Mm-hmm.
whenever we would bring it up
Mm-hmm.
on the
Mm.
Facebook as a watch party or
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, to come up with one solution for a public building. They can
Mm-hmm.
mention it over there, and please don't try to repeat it. Like how many things we can come up with. As in, like right now, I can just share some examples. Like let's say about energy, we can go for
Okay.
hybrid system.
Okay.
We can
I'll make some notes, and then I can share it around the community. So if people are not listening live and obviously can't comment, then they can comment at a later date, and then we can pick it up on another session.
yeah, I can mention a lot, but I'll just name two or three, like solar energy, wind energy. This is thing, but different criteria. You can tap material resources, energy, air conditioning,
Yeah.
water
Mm-hmm.
efficiency, indoor environment. I'm just giving the
Mm-hmm.
titles. You can just pinpoint other things in that, and these are
Sure.
the indicators afterwards to design the building. These are the carbon. These are the set of rules and regulations of and rating system only. The same
Mm-hmm.
things we opted. We first come up with our own criteria, then we try to match up with our IGBC rating criteria or GIHA
Yeah.
rating or LEED rating. So this
Mm-hmm.
is as simple as that. It is the crux
Mm-hmm.
of rating system.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay, great, great. Okay. Well, look, I think we'll pick that up, and then we've got time for people to brainstorm some areas, and then we can, yeah, talk about that
Yeah.
at a later date. So, in terms of the COVID pandemic, it's obviously provided us with a moment to pause and really reassess lots of things that were once taken for granted. And I know that there's been some talk in the industry how if our cities were more sustainable, they would have shown more resilience to the consequences of the coronavirus. That's just a quote from one leading architect in Europe. What's your view on that, Ravindra?
My view as a critic or as an opportunist, I would rather say, as an opportunist, we should take this as a case study and try to understand things. But lot of things have been resolved. What lot of targets which we were planning to achieve through SDGs. Like right now, what we see is like in India, 230, 250 kilometers away from Himalayan ranges, people are able to see the Himalayan ranges right now, which was hidden for 30 years because of the pollution. It was hidden until now. The skies are clearing out. The United Nations, if you see, Italy also NO2. If you
Yeah,
see the
I saw that.
NO,
Venice. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, Venice is also clearing. The canals are visible right now. The bottom of
Yeah.
the canal is visible. Yeah. So things
This
which were
is
not possible in the
stunning.
mainstream, it's
No.
happening good for us right now. And along with that, we should take it as a in positively, and we should think virtual society now. How we can implement virtual society, or how we can imbibe the virtual society into the present scenario, because it's helping us out. Because let's take a simple example in Delhi right now. It was so traffic oriented problems. So the minister over there had told we come up with a solution of odd and even number plates, like odd
Ah,
number on these days
okay.
and even number
Yeah.
on these days, and do carpooling. So we reduce the number of cars, eventually in first 7 days of lockdown, 5% of the pollution is cleared from Delhi itself. As from the lockdown, it's very
Wow.
beneficial. People are able to breathe right now.
Wow.
And
Wow.
if we see this thing, it's an opportunity. And there was one example in Delhi only. If you go out for a morning walk at Lodi Garden, it would be like smoking 21 cigarettes if you have the round of the Lodi Garden. You go out for a fresh air
Nice.
thing, and it was like you're affecting yourself more going
Yes.
out and exercising. So
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
kind of situation, we have to be opportunistic, take it as a case study,
Mm-hmm.
and always we can think another mediums, like imbibe it into the daily culture. People are working in different places due
Yes.
to the climatical constraints, they are working from home. But why
Mm-hmm.
can't we take it up and use it in our daily life? Let's say like
Mm-hmm.
2 days of schooling going from working from home, and rest of the days doing it from the institution. It will
Yeah.
help. It will help. It will reduce the
Mm-hmm.
school bus pollutions. It will reduce the commuting. It will always give the students that time, extra time to study more. And
Mm-hmm.
similar to the employees also, IT corporate companies, let's come up
Mm.
with this kind of solutions. Let's
Or
imbibe it. Like
yeah.
yeah, people can work more efficiently from their
Yeah.
home.
So
So
true.
this
Yeah.
can be
Yeah.
one solution, and they are spending
Mm.
time with their family. This is the most blessed thing what they are
Mm.
getting right now. Until now, we were just rushing into the life. We were not finding time. We were just parking ourselves at the house and just going out again in
That's
the
right.
morning and coming back again, just park ourselves for the night and
Yeah.
then just go
Yeah.
again.
Just
So
going
this
through
kind
the
of
loop. Yeah.
situation, yeah. So this is
It just
improvising.
breaks
So
that up.
what was the essence of life? Like we spend time, quality time with our loved ones. So this is
Mm.
what happening right now. We are spending time with our family.
Mm.
So the
There's only positives. I lost you. But,
yeah. So
but we lost you on a
this we need to
positive note anyway. So,
yeah, this we need to improvise again. This can be also treated as a case study for this instance. Like we need to improve the
yes.
network.
And
Yeah, internet
I
network.
was certainly for me, this is this is highlight, the pandemic has highlighted the weak internet, certainly on Australia. I'm not too sure about India. So, yeah, we've certainly had to re-cable the house here and adjust. So, so Ravindra,
But
just on a last note, in terms of, and obviously we're talking to practicing architects and designers here, in terms of finding out more information from here or being able to use some accessible tools, there may be a useful app or a website, etc. Are there any recommendations to the community?
yeah, it depends totally from which community or which country you are from. I would just state some things which are valuable for the people who aspire to work in green thing. If they are from India, they can just log into Google and just search for Griha, which is like a green rating for integrated habitat
Yeah.
assessment. They can opt
Okay.
for eco housing. They can opt for LEED. LEED is universally appreciated right now. LEED, I think Middle East people also appreciate it. LEED always, it's a leadership in energy and environmental design USA. But these people have come up quite earlier than other rating systems, so they are more popular. Even BREEAM also similarly. BREEAM is a Building Research Establishment Environmental Assessment Method UK. And for your very own country, Australia, Green Building Council Australia, and Green Star, they are the green rating systems right now.
Yeah.
Green Mark for the Singapore thing, and Green Globes for Canada. Specifically for Dubai, Middle East, you can opt for STDAMA and Dubai Green Building Regulation.
Okay.
Malaysia Green Building Index. CASB is for the Japan thing, and HKBeam is for environmental assessment. So these were the rating systems right
Okay.
now. You can
Yeah.
find tons of data on the internet
Mm-hmm.
regarding this rating system, and all are associated to each other. Everything has been customized according to the climatical environmental context of those country and the
Mm-hmm.
SDG goals, what they want to achieve in 2030.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay,
if you want
great.
to know, yeah, how they have been derived, then there are
Mm-hmm.
different several building codes and standards. Several building
Mm-hmm.
codes, like talking about India, it's ECBC, Energy Conservation and Building Code.
Mm-hmm.
IGBC code is also there. Indian Green Building Code is also there. For America, it's an ASHRAE thing. ASHRAE, popularly we learned it in our college also. American Society of Heating and Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Engineers.
Mm-hmm.
There are different standards like BEE, Bureau of Energy Efficiency in India, UNFCCC,
Okay.
United Nations Framework, Convention
Mm-hmm.
of Climatic Change,
Okay. Okay.
clean, clean development mechanism
Okay.
regarding
Fantastic.
Ministry of Environment, Forests,
A
pollution control
long
boards of,
list.
yeah, different things. Along with that,
Mm-hmm.
these will now several building codes and
Mm.
standards what one can refer apart from
Yes.
the rating
Yes.
system, which all lead into the same way of sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
But if you
Mm-hmm.
want to go and opt for some analysis techniques, you can always
Mm-hmm.
try search on carbon footprint or
Mm-hmm.
ecological footprint
Mm-hmm.
or life cycle assessment or EIA, that is
Okay.
environmental impact assessment. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these things are
Okay.
available on internet. And if you
Brilliant.
want to go further
There's
and go
there's
for the
there's a lot
certificate
there.
regime, yeah, go for the certificate regimes. So there
Okay.
are
Mm-hmm.
certificate regimes available right now if you want to get carbon certified emission reductions,
Mm-hmm.
CERs, for some instance, like you have reduced the energy consumption of your building
Mm-hmm.
and you want to just evaluate it and opt for the credits for the same, then you can
Mm-hmm.
go on the website of UNFCCC and go for certified emission reduction, carbon credits,
Mm-hmm.
renewable energy credits for
Mm-hmm.
afforestation or retaining the plants and trees, and you just count it and just mention it in the format of whatever is given in the REC's renewable energy credit, and you will just
Mm-hmm.
comply, have the compliance done, and you will get the carbon credits.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, maybe what we can do also is maybe consolidate that list and provide that below this recording, which could be useful for everyone. So, yeah, is there anything else you'd like to add? We're almost up on our time, but yeah, anything else you'd like to say, Ravindra?
Yeah, I was just starting to warm up right now. I was just trying to come up on the pace of my regular lectures, but eventually, yeah, it's always 40-45 minutes lecture, and I try to end it right
And then
now
you kick
on this
in.
note that we should demand sense of responsibility for our future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
That's a good closure.
so we
That's a
should
great
have sense of
closure.
responsibility for our future.
That sets the
Sorry,
bar high for all of us.
I see a frozen image. I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you. hopefully Ravindra will pop back just to say goodbye to everyone. Here we go. I lost you. I lost you.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, I think we'll wrap up for today. That is fantastic. That has given us a great overview. And obviously, any specific questions from anyone, then please put them in the comments, and I will share them with Ravindra. And then that may dictate a topic we talk about in the future. So hopefully that's got everyone thinking about how we can change increase our design from a sustainability standpoint. So that's fantastic. I certainly learned a lot today, Ravindra. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, it was very kind of you to invite me for such a wonderful session and connect me
Pleasure.
with international audience. It was an opportunity for me. Yeah, thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Ravindra. And I'll leave you to have a relaxing Friday evening and a lovely weekend. I think it's Mother's Day in India too this weekend. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it's information for me right now. So yeah, I'll
Oh,
do
there you
celebrate it.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to go
I had missed
shopping
track of it.
then.
Yeah. Now, yes, I can do that.
All
Yes.
right. All right. Well, take care and we'll speak soon. Thank you. And thank you to everyone listening today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It was pleasure being here. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.